Drew Dober and Matt Frevola had a funny interaction last night at UFC 290. The two just fought back in May. Frevola TKO'd Dober in the first round.
Yeah, so we're coming down here. I was in the nosebleeds. I got my seats up here. I saw some empty seats. And guess whose seats I took?
Steamroller stole my seats. The only man I can't talk to.
I'm gonna go get a beer.
Oh yeah, man, dude, I enjoyed this so much. Thank you.
Yo, that was a sick fight, man.
I know. Why don't you?
Nate Diaz fires back at people suggesting that he has CTE. Nate made an appearance on the Pat McAfee show. He said, "I don't really be eating punches like they say. I bleed because of the forearms and the elbows and cut me up. But like I said, I've been in a boxing gym and it might not look like it, but I roll with a lot of these punches that anybody lands on me. I'm not just walking in like a meathead into punches. I've never been knocked out. I've never even really been fucking stunned stupid or nothing. These fuckers are talking about how I talk and I've got fucking CTE or some shit." I'm like, bro, I've been talking this way the whole motherfucking time. It's got nothing to do with getting hit or none of that. I'm smarter now than ever. On preparing for the boxing match against Jake Paul, Nate continued, "I'm not wrestling and doing all the grappling. There's a lot less wear and tear, so I feel really good. Boxing's still a dangerous sport. I'm boxing with big guys and you don't want to get your bell rung and get hit in the head a lot. It's different than MMA because there's a lot of head hunting going on, but there's a lot less wear and tear on my body for sure. I feel like every fight is pretty f***ed up. Somebody is attacking you with their hands and their legs or whatever. I'm always aware I could get knocked out at any time, and that's what makes me train harder than most people. I think that I'm just conscious of that. That's the reason why I stay conscious anyways. As many rounds as it takes to get the finish. But I'll tell you, the longer it goes, I'm going to make sure it's a living hell the whole time. I think that he's got a long night ahead of him. I do as well, but I'm not afraid of it. I'm ready to rock and roll." At the moment, there are rumors going around of Ronda Rousey returning to the UFC because Ronda just left WWE. Miesha Tate in a recent interview says that she'd love to do the trilogy with Ronda at UFC 300. Let me know what you guys think of that fight in the comments.
Do you see a world where she could ever come back to MMA, or do you think like she's just so beyond done with that?
You know, that would be a question that only she would know the answer to, because obviously she's making plenty of money. She's married, she has a kid now. She appears to be happy, but it would just be if she has that competitive drive and desire, because there's no other reason, right? She wouldn't come back because she needs to. It would have to be because she really wants to, and only she knows the answer to that. But I think it would be fantastic. I'm definitely not going to be fighting for a really long time at this point in my career. So if she could make it like in the next year or so, that would be great. And then we could get that trilogy fight.
This past Friday, Jon Jones posted footage to his Instagram story of him and Jorge Masvidal taking shots. Dana White reacted to this after UFC 290 last night. Dana said, "Listen, he's a grown man. He could do whatever the hell he wants. I always say this, Jon, more than 12 hours in Vegas is probably not good. Not a good idea for Jon. But yeah, I don't know. Listen, Jon has done very well for himself. He's been through a lot of shit. He's made it through. I don't know whose idea it was to keep Jon here in Vegas for days, but here we are." Javier Mendez believes Kevin Lee was focused on all of the wrong things prior to his recent unsuccessful UFC return. Mendez said, "For me, some of the warning signs for me were Kevin was talking about, I'm beyond these little shows at the Apex, his attitude. Your focus should have been on winning and your opponent. Other comments were, Habib, I saw holes in his game. You should be focused more on your fight and forget anybody else. Forget anybody in particular. Just focus on yours because everybody was dying to see what you were going to do, especially at welterweight. In my opinion, he got caught. Was it because he wasn't focused enough on his opponent or he overlooked his opponent? I don't know. I have no idea. I just know that what he was doing, he shouldn't have been doing. It should have never came up about not fighting at the Apex. He should have been solely focused on his job at hand to beat a really, really tough opponent." Julianna, Pena, and Dean Thomas recreate Conor McGregor shoving Michael Chandler on The Ultimate Fighter.
Listen, Dean, I coached The Ultimate Fighter. I'm the first female to win The Ultimate Fighter. I won the World Championship. What am I going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to break your nose, you lazy tick? That's what I thought. You'll do nothing. You'll do nothing. You'll do nothing. This is my show. My show. My house. Woo-hoo-hoo! Better get out of here, Dean.
Dricus Du Plessis had some harsh words for Israel Adesanya after UFC 290 last night. Dricus said Izzy behaved like a child.
I mean, you saw tonight, I'm prepared. I'm prepared for everything. Everything he says, anything he's behaving like a clown in there. You know, that's not how a champion behaves. That's not how a man behaves. He's behaving like a child. Conduct yourself like a champion. There's people looking up to you and you're behaving like that? Nah. You know, if that sells tickets, good for him. I'll sell tickets my way. I'm a gentleman, I'm a man, and I'll behave like a man. I'll knock him out just like I did tonight. You know, if not, we saw his fight with Alex Pereira. If I get him to the floor, it is not even a fight. It's not even a fight. If I just get my hands on him, it's not even a fight. I will manhandle him. I've done it before and I'll do it again. And, you know, as far as the striking goes, look, let's take that out of the question. You are as good as your last performance. What did his last performance look like against Whittaker? Yeah, he beat him. It was a close fight. What did my last performance against Whittaker look like? So right now, that's how I plan on beating him. The same way I beat Whittaker tonight, by implementing the game plan and sticking to my style and doing what we do best. Listening to my coaches, listening to the great Mornay Visser, the great teammates I have at CIT, a small gym in South Africa, coming up with game plans with this awkward style, this style that looks completely wrong to so many people. I'm the #1 contender in the world right now, so it's time to put some respect on that.
Israel Adesanya also had words for Dricus following the event last night. On Twitter, Izzy wrote, "Say it to my face." He followed up with this video. He wrote, "I'm drunk on life. My boys killed it."
You dumb Hold up, man. Maybe I just drove home. I just drove home. I'm not even drunk. I had 2 drinks at the fights. I'm just hyped. I ain't still no moments. I own the moment. It's my moment. You.
Izzy then posted this video of him pouring a cup of Howlerhead whiskey. He wrote, "Now we go." And then moments ago, Izzy tweeted this. He wrote, "If you ain't my brother, you ain't African. I will show you where you're from." And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post future ones. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's from Brazil253. It says, "Izzy has displayed way more blatant racism than Dricus. Sorry, but this is just an undeniable fact at this point." The second one's from Dr. Pepperspray. It says, "When I didn't think Izzy could be any cringier, he proves me wrong and plays the race card against a guy who's lived in South Africa his whole life." And the final one says, "The racism from Izzy was disgusting. Drunk thoughts are real thoughts." Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured on the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. If you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen to get caught up. And make sure to go subscribe to our second channel where we post our exclusive MMA interviews.